So I'm out here grabbing some pallets and surveying some projects that I got to work on here in the springtime. And some thoughts were coming to my head about additional supplies and additional preps that I need more of. I just do. I need more of these items. And then I thought, since I need more of this stuff, maybe I'll just share this with the community because you might need more of it too. And this might be a good reminder or just a good list of things that you might want to stock up on just based on the fact that I need them as well. So here's 5 preps that I need more of. I just do. I need more of these things. And hopefully this helps you get some ideas about what you might need as well. So the first item on this list, or the first category, is going to be building materials. I need more building materials on hand. I need more lumber. I need more hardware. I even need materials related to things like plumbing. I need more piping and ways to repair plumbing issues if they arise during an emergency where I don't have access to those things down the road, right? These are all things that I'm thinking about. And I'm like, if I had a plumbing disaster suddenly happen right now, how would I even fully repair it? I basically just wouldn't. So I need more of that on hand. And then the lumber and the hardware, well, that all comes into repairs, and then it also goes into things like trying to build another structure or something if you need it. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why you could just always have more lumber and more hardware on hand. So that's the first thing that I need more of in the sense of preps. I just need more building materials in general. I mean, I need more asphalt shingles, right? I have a roof that likes to shed shingles like it's a long-haired dog. But either way, I mean, until I get a tin roof, I got to be able to maintain that and repair it. And throughout some sort of SHTF scenario, how am I going to keep my roof from leaking if I don't have more shingles on hand? So the second prep item list category thing that I need more of is going to be fuel. And I just need more fuel on hand, and I need better ways to store it, I guess. So one of the things I'm going to try to do is get a larger storage container of propane, right? I want to have more propane on hand, and obviously storing propane is a lot easier than other types of fuel, so that won't be too difficult. It'll just be expensive in some ways. So I am going to be looking to do that just so I have that additional propane ready to go in case I need it for a generator or if I need it for heat or whatever else I need to use it for. And then when it comes to actual fuel in the sense of gasoline, I do need ways to store more gasoline here on the property, right? And right now I don't have any heavy equipment. It's something I am working on. So diesel will be coming into the equation as well. But for now, with most of the gas operated stuff that I'm currently using and including my vehicles, I need ways to store more gasoline. So I am asking for your help here. If you store large amounts of fuel on your property, how do you do it? What do you use to store it in? What kind of stabilizer are you using? Leave that in the comments below because I'm honestly asking your advice because, I don't know everything. I'm doing my best to figure things out. And of course, I can do research online, but I do appreciate having this community here that I can rely on from time to time to say, hey, here's what I do and it works for me. And that gives me some good ideas to work with. So please let me know how you're storing fuel. I need more fuel. I don't have enough that I'm comfortable to feel like I could go without hitting up a gas station for months on end. And that's something that I would like to at least work towards in order to avoid any issues during an emergency scenario where I suddenly can't use my equipment or my vehicles or whatever else it will be, right? So like, I have fuel on hand. I just don't have as much as I would like, so I need more of it. Now, another category of preps that I need more of is going to be wear and tear items. And when I say wear and tear items, I'm talking about things that I specifically know will eventually wear out and need to be replaced, right? And you understand what I'm saying when it comes to that. Think about your vehicle, tires, brake pads, even hoses and belts. Those are things that eventually wear out and need to be replaced. It's just because they're under extreme pressure and eventually you have to replace them. So any wear and tear items are things that I need more of, and I do need more tires. I need more brake pads and things like that. But wear and tear goes into many different facets of our household, right? So, and now this is where things get like maybe expensive or a little bit over the top when it comes to storage space, but what about something like a water heater, right? So maybe I can have off-grid power and keep everything up and running during an emergency. Luckily we didn't get EMP'd or whatever. When the way things are going in the world right now, that's becoming more likely. But either way, okay, so maybe my water heater goes out. Guess what? Those are supposed to go out every like 10 to 12 years. I mean, that's kind of just their shelf life at this point, right? At least that's my understanding of it. So how are you going to replace that or repair it if you don't have a new one to swap it out with when that time comes during a long-term SHTF scenario? I mean, that's just something to consider, and that's something I'm thinking about, right? Even if I was to get some sort of tankless heater unit that I could install after the fact of the other water heater not working any longer. Like, these are just things I'm considering, and those are preps I need more of. Wear and tear items that I know have an expiration date and will eventually need to be replaced no matter what, okay? Now, I do need to mention that the channel's biggest supporter is Midway USA. Huge supporter of the channel. I really appreciate what they do for me here, and they allow me to get out and do more of what I need to do to be better prepared. So a big thank you to Midway USA. And one thing that I need more of, and it's something related to food, which I think is always something that's on our mind here in the preparedness community, is ingredients. I need more ingredients, okay? That's like the fourth category of items we're talking about right now. But these ingredients, what I'm talking about there is things like salt, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, right? Things that we need to actually use some of the food stores we have put away, like flour, right? If you're gonna store flour, what are you gonna do with that flour if you don't have some of these necessary ingredients in order to turn it into something more edible, right? So those are components I'm looking for in the sense of ways to enhance my ability to have more food options post an SHTF scenario. So ingredients is a big one that I'm kind of lacking in, that I could use more of, and that I'm going to try my best to get more of, okay? So the fifth item on this list, or the fifth group of preps that I need more of, is kind of related to food as well. It's food storage components. And when I say that, I don't mean like, oh, I need more 5-gallon buckets or Mylar bags or whatever, right? I'm more talking about food storage components that allow me to store the calories that I'm hoping to produce here in the near future. So canning equipment, jars, everything else related to preservation of food. I need more of those components. I'm expecting to have livestock here come this spring. I'm expecting to grow gardens and have some actual calorie production here on the property. And I think that if I don't have a way to store all that food post production, well, it's eventually either going to go to waste, or I won't be able to capitalize on any surplus that exists, right? So those are things that I know I need more of. And I'm not trying to say that I'm, the king of canning or anything like that, because I'm literally not. Like, I store a lot of food and I have it ready to go, but because I haven't produced a lot of my own food, I haven't felt the need to store food in the same manner that you might if you had additional things from like your garden or something to put away. So I need more of those components. I honestly do. So this is my list of 5 things that I need more of. And I just thought I would share it with you, because if I need more of it, somebody else might need more of it. And it just gives you something to think about, and maybe a little checklist to mark off to say, well, do I have enough building materials? Do I have enough fuel stored? Do I have good ways to store the fuel that I already have? How about those wear and tear items? Are they going to fall apart anytime soon? Do I need to be able to replace them? What about ingredients for making things like bread? Do I even have the ability to make bread, or do I only have flour and water, right? And then, not to mention, if I do have additional food or surplus food, how am I going to store it, right? These are the things that I'm thinking about. And I'm like, I just need more of that stuff. I just do. So let me know your thoughts below if you have other items that you need more of as well, because me sharing this list with you is just kind of off the top of my head of things that I'm looking to expand on. Maybe there's things that you need more of that I can say, hey, I actually need more of that also. So it could help me as well as the rest of the community by sharing some of that information. And if you need anything else from me at all, you can always check out magicprepper.com. It's always a good place to go. And besides that, that's going to be it for Magic Prepper.